how do we bring some of these ideas of more feedback into our team? For us, it's super useful to have more regular team retrospectives. The basic format is to look at what's good, what's not so good, and what you can do about it, or what things you can change or improve. The idea is that you talk about what are you noticing about your feedback culture? What is the impact that it's having? That's a really useful practice that even if it's not around feedback culture, but it's really useful to try to bring more spaces for reflection together in general. Maybe every 2 or 3 months where you look together at how is our culture doing? What are things that we can improve on? So next one is another piece that you can add to those kind of retrospectives is like quick feedback rounds. And if your team is not so used to using feedback practices, or if it feels a little bit hard to start bringing feedback rounds every time you do a retro or every time you have a meeting, then you can also start just with appreciation rounds. You can start with that, getting a little bit more used to hearing things, giving and receiving a little bit of feedback, and then you can start adding the other A's, right? The amplify and the adjust later on. Another useful tool that we use is what we call the team user manual. And it's basically a document. For us, it's a slide deck, which each of us have a slide on our team. And in that slide, we name different things. One of those things is what kind of communication do we enjoy? What kind of feedback do we prefer? Because we're familiar with feedback methods, we also name different feedback methods that might suit us better. And we also have a space to name our different developmental goals or learning goals. Like, what am I focusing on right now? What are the things that I'm improving on? So then my peers or my colleagues, they also know what they can give me feedback on because they know what I'm looking at learning. It could be useful to try to do quarterly feedback practices instead of annual performance review. Basically, because if we do it more often, we have more capacity to reflect, to adjust smaller things, right? Look for smaller improvements instead of trying to change a lot of stuff.